we are going to learn today how to do simple movement like a child or simple movement like our ancestors, like a monkey, chimpanzee, or so forth, and then stay fit and get maximum benefit of exercise by not going to gym and by not using any equipment, but still do it at home. So in short, we're going to look at what are the two components of fitness: exercise versus NEAT, sitting disease, and a NEAT and movement-based fitness plan. So what are the two components of fitness? There are two: health-related and skill-related. Health-related is the one that you normally focus on when you go to gym, like strength training, flexibility, like stretching, cardiovascular endurance, like going on a treadmill, going for a walk, elliptical, and so forth, muscular endurance, and all leading to reducing body fat and increasing the muscle mass, more focused on specific muscle, which is the flaw in the system. Skill-based is how do you use those muscles? Agility, speed, reaction time, balance, which is more important as you get older, and then the power of your muscle. So exercise versus non-exercise activity is the focus today. If you look at this graph, the basal metabolic rate and burning calories by digesting your food, which is called thermic effect of food, and physical activity are the three ways we burn our calories or energy. And however, a person who is sedentary versus the person who is active, there can be 2 to 3 or even 10 times more calorie burning simply by doing non-exercise activity. Example, look at chair-bound sitting versus standing. More than 3 times burning of your calories simply by standing, and you don't have to do any strenuous physical activity. Sitting is a disease. It kills you. The invention of a chair as a device has caused all this problem. Does a child likes to go and sit in a chair like we adults do and stay idle there? Or does a monkey go and sit in a chair and then look around? No, they are continuously active. So sitting is a disease when you sit more than 6 hours per day. It is a chronic disease that kills you. Every 1 hour of sitting kills you 2 hours sooner. In other words, give you a simple example. Smoking 1 cigarette reduces your lifespan by 11 minutes. Watching television for 1 hour reduces your lifespan by 22 minutes if you do your TV watching sitting. That is why you're going to learn today how not to sit and watch TV. And what research has shown that, sitting more than 6 hours increases mortality more than 20% in men, twice as much in women. And 1/3 of the risk of all chronic disease is related to our sitting. There are top 5 NEAT or non-exercise activity opposites of sitting. Let me count them. 1 is sitting actively like squatting, or sitting like in India, where people do, they sit and eat on the floor because you constantly, they change your posture. You can't sit static when you're sitting on the floor. Fidgeting, have you seen people, continuously move their body? Then you look at them, they are thin, they are slim. In India, for example, people even move their head when they're listening, so that is, so moving and fidgeting is also non-exercise activity. Laughter yoga, Dr. Madan Kataria from India has more than a couple of million people in the world who follow laughter yoga as an activity. And then standing is number 4, active standing rather than static standing. And as I speak to you now, I am standing and lecturing on a standing desk. And finally, moving, simple moving, like not only walking, but the rest of the body movement as well. So the NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, your goal is to reduce your sitting time for more than 150 minutes per day. That's reducing your sitting time by 2.5 hours per day. So this is where you should focus your counting. That is how you can reduce your sitting by 150 minutes or more per day. Secondly, active sitting. Third, active standing. And the fourth is walking at least 10,000 steps a day. And then movement-based activity all day as contrasted to muscle-based gym, yoga, and so forth. Movement-based is focused on simple movements of a child or a monkey, so to say. This is how we have been teaching a neat way to use a computer. You can use a standing desk or a treadmill desk or put a pedal under your desk. Gandhiji, if he was alive today, would have been using that sitting posture to use his laptop. And studies have shown that children learn better if they sit and learn actively rather than sitting in a chair. Walking, not a simple walking of 10,000 steps per day. There are 3 upgrades to your walking. 1, do the morning walk, especially in the morning sun. Second, you look at the trees, it is called forest bath. In Japanese, it is called Shinrin Yoku. Look at the trees, look at the forest, and then look at the details of the trees, as if the nature is giving a bath by its presence around your body. And additionally, walking in cold weather increases your brown fat, thereby makes you healthier and burns more calories. Exercising in cold weather increases your brown fat, which is the healthier fat. It is 1 notch below shivering. If you are exercising in cold, you don't want to exercise in as much cold as it makes you shivering. It is 1 notch lower of cold. And including not using the heater too much in winter, because that also builds your brown fat. In this X-ray picture, you can see more brown fat in the neck and the shoulder area, like in a child. Child does not shiver when the adults shiver in the cold weather that easily. Look at fitness and exercise with a movement-based lens as opposed to muscle-based lens. And there are 5 movements is all you need to know. That is squatting, lunge, then a punch, push, and then twisting or rotating. And we will go through each one of them. Squatting. Squatting, in India, the old India used to have the toilets in which you had to squat every day. So the flexibility of squatting is inherent in Indian culture. When the Western toilet came to our culture, people are not able to squatting. Squatting is the simplest in a skill of flexibility and strength every human being needs, but we do not do it. That is why a child is asking you, did you do your squat today? And the second is a walking lunge. You see that? It is a very simple lunge. Lunge walk backwards or lunge forwards as if you are walking. Anybody can do it at any time. Even if you have knee pain, you can do the extent that is possible for you. And the next one is a punch. Look at how a child develops. Child during the development of movement does this punching movement. And a simple punching movement builds your shoulders, your and also gives you better posture of standing straight. And when you punch, when you pull back, that is a pushing and pulling movement. Now, the pushing exercise, easiest way to do is against a table or against the wall. You don't have to do sit-ups. You don't have to do push-ups because they all have injury potential as you get older. Plus, this you can do anytime and anywhere throughout the day. And the last one is the trunk rotation, which is a sitting twist. Very simple. Uses every muscle in your body and builds core strength. And then you can do it in the lying down position as well. That builds your core strength and uses the entire body. And this is the best of all. Have you heard of the high intensity interval training? That is, you go as fast as you can for 30 seconds, and then you go slow, as if it is in walk. Mm-hmm. But the easiest of high intensity interval training anybody can do is bicycling in the air. Do as fast as you can for 30 seconds, then you do slow. You can even lie down in the bed and do it. Even if you're partially disabled, you can do it. This, not only that, high intensity interval exercise is known as the easiest way to increase your brown fat, burn more calories, and reduce your insulin resistance, and even control your diabetes. And the best bonus of doing all of these is you build strong sleep drive, and you sleep like a baby, because you are building sleep drive by continuous movement like a baby. The only reason baby sleeps like a baby is because of the throughout the day activity that any one of us can do. Finally, this is the homework for you. Summary and homework. Goal, tool, and ritual. Imagine your toothbrush is the tool. The goal is to keep your teeth clean. And the ritual is brushing your teeth every day. So how do you apply that for the exercises? Goal is to increase your NEAT activity for functional fitness as opposed to building your muscle. The tool is that the 5 tools I gave you, which is the squat, lunge, punch, push, and twist. Ritual, where, when, and who. Where? In the living room, outside. In this picture, you see, I play with my granddaughter and I squat. I challenge you, many of you listening to you, how many of you can squat on the floor like this? If you can't, practice will make you perfect within 3 weeks. And then where, and then when, morning, afternoon, night, anytime and anywhere, and with who? Children, spouse, grandpa. So the idea here is the cue dependent. Then you have that cue or this of watching TV, instead of sitting, do these activity and watch TV. Remember, for every hour of watching TV, you're going to die 22 minutes sooner. So where, when, and who. And so example, I'm using this, I gave you these pictures. So your homework is to practice these tools in your daily routine and journal it, log it for 21 days.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatt, for sharing with us important lifestyle practices. We hope our viewers have enjoyed and embraced this segment as much as we have enjoyed presenting it to you all. Now let's move on to the next segment of the course, which is Inspire and Empower by the Health Hero and Support Group Leader. We wish all the participants good luck and encourage you to watch all the videos for a comprehensive understanding of all the topics and engaging in the activities provided in the course. Thank you.